Hey everybody, welcome back to Royal Tarot Readings. This is my fun channel that I do for tarot readings on the royal family. All information presented in this video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It's fun. It's tarot. I'm just a gal with cards. So I watched today Fiona, who's avid gardener. She did a live session with her son, he's 21. I thought he was utterly charming, very honest. And what a great video. I'm going to put a link to it up here for you. But the most shocking thing that she found out was her son's opinion of the royal family and how much he knew or didn't know about them. I think she's going to interview her daughter next, but I thought, what a great topic to read on. And she was really trying to figure out what they knew and how, I think as she was going along asking her questions, she kind of realized that Harry and Meghan have actually affected the British youth on how they feel about the royal family, because they knew more, I think, about what Harry and Meghan were doing than they did about what the British royal family does for the UK. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to do a reading on that. And I thought it might kind of be just maybe something that, I know people tell me I look and sound younger, but I am 63. And I think it just would be a good thing for older people to talk more with youth about what the British monarchy actually does for the UK, how they work, how they generate a lot of their own income and pay for themselves. They actually return a lot of money to the UK. I think a lot of youth aren't aware of this. And this is my opinion. And they seem to think that the British monarchy is more of a drain on the country than it helps. So, how the British monarchy actually brings in a lot of tourism to the UK. So it's just interesting. And I think that if older people become more engaged with the youth about what the monarchy does, maybe that'll help educate them a bit more, not only about, what the constitutional monarchy is all about for the UK, but actually what the monarchy does for the UK, not just how they interact or what their legal aspects are for the Commonwealth and the Commonwealth countries, but what they actually do in relation to how they promote the UK and how they bring the status of the UK to the world and that what it has to offer and make people want to go there to see it. So anyway, that's just my opinion. But this was so fascinating. I thought, let's do the reading on how Harry and Meghan have affected the opinion of the British youth. Is that something that just was always there, or have they actually skewed the opinion of the British youth about the monarchy? So for this reading, I'm going to use the Astro Matrix Tarot. Lovely deck. I thought this was more of a modern deck that I could use to kind of reflect the feeling of the British youth. And when I talk about British youth, I'm talking about 18 to 25. I know this is a very young age. People are still learning about themselves. The cerebral cortex is still developing. It really isn't fully developed until the age of 25. So this is a very impressionable age when people are learning not only about what's going on in the world, but about themselves as people, how they fit into the world and does what they do affect the world. So let's take a look at this. All right. So, see how to word all this. Harry and Meghan, how have they affected the opinion of the British youth? So what do the British youth think of Harry right now? What do they think of Harry? British youth in 18 to 25, that 18 to 25-year-old range. What do they think of Prince Harry? And what do the British youth think of Meghan Markle? I thought Fiona's son, I think his name's Ben. His opinion was so interesting. And so what do the British youth think of Meghan Markle? What do the British youth think of King Charles? What do they think of King Charles? And what do they think of Prince William? It was really interesting. Okay, Page of Cups. Surprising good news. Well, that's good. What do they think of Prince William? And what do the British youth think of Catherine, Princess of Wales? Ooh, Temperance, angelic energy. Yeah, that matches. What do the British youth think of the late Queen? The late queen. So Fiona asked her son, do you remember the late queen? And he said a little bit. And it's like, wow, for someone like me where the late queen was the only monarch I ever knew. She was the monarch my entire life, and I'm going to be 64 in July. So then for, someone to say, I remember her a little bit, it's like, wow. Okay, time moves on, doesn't it? All right, so what do the British think of the late queen? And have Harry and Meghan affected the British's opinion of the royal family? Ace of Wands, ooh. Well, that's a no. Ace of Wands in reverse, that's a no. Wow, okay. So, have they affected what they think of the royal family? And do the British think that the UK should keep the monarchy? Do they think that they should keep the monarchy? And then, what do the British think of the monarchy? When they think of the monarchy, what do they think of? If they think of them at all. Like, what do they think of? Oops. Oh dear. I thought that was what that was. The devil in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. So what do the British youth think of the monarchy? And again, 18 to 25-year-old range. All right. We'll do one more shuffle here. Oops. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think this deck's ready. See what this one was. King of Swords in reverse. Okay, it's about corrupt politicians. Oh boy. Okay, we'll do one more. Wow. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut. Ooh, 2 cards, okay? All right, this I have 9 questions, so we're going to do 9 cards. What an interesting topic. And I think this might be good just to let's get a gauge. 9 questions. Okay, so we're going to hear. Let's get a gauge of what do you think. Because we never had to worry about what people thought of the Queen, but she's gone. That's such an eye-opener on how the British monarchy is thought of now with a generation who really don't remember the Queen very well, or they don't remember a lot about her. Underlying energy. Ooh, King of Swords in reverse. 7 of Cups upright. King of Cups in reverse. Next one's a 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so King of Swords in reverse. Whoops, let me hold these down a little bit. So this is about corrupt politicians. It can be about corrupt medical field as well. So I think what this is referring to is all the difficulties they're seeing in the country, in the UK right now. Not just the monarchy. They're really looking at what the issues are. Difficulty in getting medical care. Things that don't seem to be fair for the British citizens because of corrupt politicians. This is what they're really concentrating on right now. 7 of Cups. They're not sure which direction to go, and they think that the direction that they have picked is the right one when it may not be. 7 of Cups is about choices, gaslighting. So the direction that you have chosen you think is the right direction, but you're fooling yourself. You have not chosen the right direction. This is a choose wisely card. King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups usually represents, in my royal readings, it usually represents Prince William. It can represent the king, but the king usually appears as the emperor. But the King of Cups in reverse is, we have so many Kings of Cups in the royal family. It could be Andrew as well. This also, the King of Cups in reverse on its own represents a man who is doesn't appear very caring, is very cold emotionally, and who doesn't connect. So let's see. This could be not being very aware of the person. So maybe they're not very aware of maybe even Prince William. How interesting. Okay. So what do the British youth think of Prince Harry? What do they think about him? The Magician in reverse. I keep saying that Gen Z, the generation that we have coming up, is probably one of the smartest generations that we have had for a while. And I know people, you might argue with me about that, but they're very aware. They're very in tune. They see through bullshit. Sorry, they do. They see through bull crap. They do. And this card is showing me they actually see through the spin. Magician in reverse is about spinning things and trying to bull crap people, but people see through it. Upright, it's about manifestation, and by the will of your force, you're making people believe things are true just from spin. and forcing your will on someone, not in a just through the way that you convince people by spinning things, and in reverse. What do they think of Prince Harry? They think he's basically just how to put this nicely. He talks through the side of his mouth. They see him for what he is. He spins things in a dark way, and they see right through it. So, yeah, they see right through Prince Harry, and they realize that they actually may connect him with corrupt politicians. They think that he has chosen a way that he thinks is right, but it's wrong, and that he is at odds with his brother. Do they really see that? That's very interesting. So I think a lot of the British youth actually do see through Harry's bullcrap. I think they do. Okay, what do the British youth think of Meghan Markle? What do they think of her? Ooh, 2 of Cups in reverse. This is a homewrecker. Oh my! Allegedly, 2 of Cups upright is about someone who's a couple who's very passionate about each other. They're very in love. They are a happy couple, and in reverse, a split up. This is a romance that has broken. This is a divorce. This is just a couple that is breaking up. What do they think of Meghan Markle? They think she's a homewrecker. They think that she is going to break up. She's going to be divorced soon. Her relationship is not a good one. They also associate her with corrupt politicians. They think that the path that she's chosen is not right. And they see that the conflict with Prince William, this is Prince William in reverse. They see the conflict between the 2 of them. What did the British youth think of King Charles? I'm actually surprised. I didn't know they would be this tuned in. What did the British youth think of His Majesty King Charles? Oh, 8 of Wands in reverse. Wow. Upright, the 8 of Wands is about fast-moving energy, it can be about air travel, it can be about communication. And in reverse, they see that he has been blocked. They are aware that he has some health issues. They see that his communication has been blocked, his health, his energy has been blocked, his ability to communicate has been blocked. And they see the difficulty that he's having. King of Swords in reverse. 7 of Cups, they see that he's gaslighting people on what's going on with him. And they actually think that he's at odds with Prince William as well. They sense under the covers this energy that's going on. They really do. That's why I say this generation is so intuitive. Because they question everything, which they should, right? But don't you always, associate youth with not just being blindly accepting things? They're supposed to question things. They're supposed to say, if you tell them something, they're supposed to say why. Why do you think that way? Why? What makes you think that way? What's the proof? That's what youth do, right? And I think that's been missing in youth for a few generations. And I think in my opinion, I think that this generation is the generation that's going to question everything. Long-held beliefs, they're going to make you say, why do you think that way? And you can't just say, because we always have thought that way. They're going to ask you why. And that's really coming through here. And they're very intuitive. They see this block that has been put on the king. What do they think about Prince William? What do they think about Prince William? 2 of Wands. I'm getting goosebumps on this. Oh my God. They see that he's making plans. 2 of Wands is making plans. They see that he wants to change the direction of things. He represents a new way of doing things. I know he's in his 40s, but they do relate to him. I think they're going to be interested in the plans that he's going to be making. He's making plans against these corrupt politicians. He's making plans to try to guide his way so that, they're going to question his choices, as they should. And he's making plans for himself as well. I think he realizes that the British monarchy has not been connecting with the youth. I think Prince William sees it more than any other of the royals, so far anyway. And he's making plans. They see that. They see it. What do the British youth think of Catherine? What do they think of Catherine, Princess of Wales? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Ooh, Knight of Wands upright is about going on a journey. It is about exploring, fact-finding, that sort of thing. And in reverse, they think that she has had to withdraw in the past few years because of her cancer. And they see that. They don't know a lot about her because she has been so out of the spotlight for so long. And as this generation has become a little bit older, especially the 18-year-olds, they may not know a lot about her. They don't know a lot about her, and I think that is a weakness. I think that they need to, I know that she's been ill, but she needs to come out more and connect more with the youth. They don't know a lot about her. They really don't. They know that she's been ill. King of Swords in reverse also represents illness in the medical field, doctors. They don't know the path that they may have a different idea about her than what's really true. But they wonder about her relationship with Prince William. They may not even know she's married to Prince William. They don't know a lot about her. They don't. I think that's a weakness. So that's something that I think the monarchy should take into account. That's from me. I mean, who am I? But according to the cards, they don't know a lot about her, and they need to. What do the British youth think of the late Queen? What do you think of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth? Ten of Swords in reverse. All they know is that she died. She's gone, and they don't know a lot about her. They don't know a lot about her. They think that there was something bad that happened to her. I don't think they know what. Just that she was a queen who's passed. Wow. Ten of Swords upright is about total ruin and being stabbed in the back, betrayal. And in reverse, they know that there was some scandal associated. And this is coming from, again, how have Harry and Meghan affected the youth, the opinion of the British youth? They know that there was some scandal or something associated, some betrayal associated with the Queen and Harry and Meghan. I don't think they know what, but they're aware of something associated with the Queen on betrayal at the end of her life. And there was some kind of love breakup or love split, maybe the split between Harry and Meghan and the Queen. There's something in there they're feeling, they know about, but only on the outskirts. I think that intricate details behind it are still a mystery to them. So the question now, have Harry and Meghan affected the British youth's opinion of the royal family? Is that true? Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is about going from troubled waters to calmer waters. They know that they left the family. They went overseas. That they felt that they did not have a good time. Okay, it's right under the Eight of Wands in reverse, which is about being blocked. So they feel like Harry and Meghan left the royal family because they feel like that Harry and Meghan, I'm having a difficulty putting this into words. They feel like they were blocked, that they were pushed out of the royal family, and they went overseas. And that's interesting. That's really how they've affected the opinion of the British monarchy, that the British monarchy cast them out. They pushed them out. Five of Pentacles in reverse. And the next one was the Emperor in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. So they feel like the British monarchy pushed out Harry and Meghan. Because that's what they're hearing. That's what they're seeing. And they're not aware of the story behind it. They know there's something behind it, but they don't know what. I think they have affected how the British youth feel about the monarchy in the way that they feel like the British monarchy cast them out, but they don't know why. And all they do know is what Harry is saying. Interesting. Do the British youth think that the UK should keep the monarchy? Do they think that? The Empress in reverse. Oh boy. So the Empress upright is the mother card. This can be the Queen as well, Her late Majesty, the late Queen Elizabeth. The mother card, this can be the motherland as well. And in reverse, they feel like the mother's not there anymore. And there are now new plans that need to be made. I think they don't understand. They feel like the time has passed. That they don't feel, and again, this is just what the cards are telling me. They feel like the mother who kind of held everything together is gone. The Queen is gone. And they somehow sense that she was the glue that held everything together. And now that she's gone, if they want to keep the British monarchy, they have to do it in a new way. New plans have to be made. I've done readings on William where what's going to be coming up for him when he's king, and he has dialed into this knowledge that in order for the British monarchy to go forward, he has to do it in a new way. He's going to have new ways of doing things, new plans, and the British youth sense this. They realize that the way that the Queen did it, it can't work anymore, at least in their minds. It can't work the way it did. Something new has to come. If the British monarchy stays, it has to be in a new way, different than the Queen. Okay. What do the British youth think of the monarchy now? How do they view the monarchy? The High Priestess in reverse. How interesting. The High Priestess upright is about secrets, silence, and feminine mystique. And in reverse, it's about the revelation of secrets. Not being silent anymore. The revelation of feminine mystique. The British youth think that the monarchy is too secretive. They need to talk more. They need to communicate more. Nine of Wands in reverse. And they want to know more about Catherine. Knight of Wands in reverse. This was the Catherine question. They don't know a lot about her. They want to know more about Catherine. They don't know a lot about her, and they think that they're being too quiet. They want them to communicate more. I think this idea of never complain, never explain is not going to work with this generation. It's just not. They're too inquisitive. They want to know more. They want to know the reason behind things. If we do it this way, why? Why do we have to do it this way? How is it important to us as a country, as a commonwealth? Why is that important? They're also very aware of the corrupt politician aspect. They don't like it, and they think the country's going in the wrong direction, and they see Prince William as someone who is not able to help right now, King of Cups in reverse, and they see the government as also, because we've got the King of Swords in reverse here, that there's no caring, there's the monarchy and the government is being cold to them because there's no communication. If the monarchy is smart, and this is my opinion, what the cards are telling me, they need to communicate more with this generation. They absolutely do, or they're going to lose them. They need to communicate more. Things that the older generation knows because of everything that has happened with the Queen. She held everything together for so long. That's all gone now because they don't remember her very well. All they see is what's currently there, and they see these politicians that have taken over and are running things, and things aren't working anymore. They see it, and they don't see the monarchy helping. They may not understand the monarchy constitutionally cannot help, but that's what they're seeing, and the communication from the monarchy needs to be elevated. Absolutely needs to be elevated, or they're going to lose this generation. Whew. All right, let's do a wrap up. Okay, so what do the British youth think of Prince Harry? They see him for the spin doctor he is. They see through his bullcrap. They do. What do they think of Meghan Markle? They see her as a homewrecker. You know, she's probably going to end up split up. I don't think she has a lot of influence with the British youth. They don't think a lot of her, allegedly. What do they think of King Charles? They see that he doesn't communicate a lot anymore. His communication has been blocked. They see the health issues that he has. He's not someone that can reach them much. He as much as he tries, I think he's a wonderful king, but that's kind of blocked from their view. And then what do they think of Prince William? They know he's got some new ideas, and they want to see what those ideas are. I think they're waiting to make a decision on the monarchy based on Prince William, what he comes up with. And then what do they think of Catherine? They don't know a lot about her because she's been out of the spotlight for the past 2 years because of her health issues. Remember this, when she, was diagnosed with cancer, they were probably, the youngest of them were 16, and the oldest of them, this 25, were 23. So they don't know a lot about her. They want to know more. And then what do they think of the late queen? They're aware of some betrayal that occurred at the end of her life. And they know it had to do with Meghan and this split up, this with Harry and Meghan leaving. They're aware of it. They're not sure of the details, but they're aware there was a betrayal to the queen at the end of her life. And then have Harry and Meghan affected the British youth's opinion of the royal family? Only in the fact that Harry and Meghan had to go overseas. They feel that Harry and Meghan were pushed out of the monarchy. Communication was blocked with them, and they were pushed out overseas because that's what Harry and Meghan have told them. And then, do the British youth think that the UK should keep the monarchy? They don't think it should be the way it was under the Queen, because that won't work anymore. They want these new plans. They want to see what Prince William's going to come up with. And I think that the verdict is still out. They haven't made up their minds yet, and everything's gonna center on Prince William when he's king, what he comes up with. And what do the British youth think of a monarchy? They think that they're too quiet. They need to talk more. They need to communicate more. They need to be more open. These secrets that are out there, they want to know what's going on with Catherine. They want to know these issues that are affecting the monarchy. They want to know why. What's going on? I don't want to hear never complain, never explain. I don't care about that. You need to talk to us. And if the monarchy doesn't, they're going to lose this generation. That's what the cards are telling me. All right, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like and share. Oh, I got such goosebumps on this one. Whew. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate all my subscribers. I hope you guys are enjoying the readings. And if you're not a subscriber, well, please do subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss another reading. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you again soon on Royal Tarot Readings. Bye-bye, everybody.